Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bell Ringers podcast. Colin Daly and Ben Goldstein. The season is over. The drama is over. Well, the drama's not really over, folks. We have managerial drama, we have free agency drama, and we are going to break it all down for you here in the next 30-ish minutes, give you all of the details that you're going to need to know to be a astute off-season fan. That's even a thing. No, it doesn't matter. We're going to make it a thing, Ben.
There we
An
go.
astute off-season fan. Are you an astute off-season fan?
No, I like to watch baseball. I don't like to sit and not watch baseball and just hear rumors from multiple sources, and for most of them to not be true.
Well, disclaimer before the video starts. Everyone should know by this point that a rumor regarding a team that is operated by Dave Dombrowski means nothing.
So basically what you're telling me is, Colin, that everything we're going to talk about with the Phillies means nothing.
Correct. Dave Dombrowski has an MO for keeping every move he makes under the radar.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
You don't think so?
Well, not everything we talk about, because the Harper-Hoskins thing is true.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, if he's targeting a player, it's not going to be something that
that
we're going to know a lot about ahead of time. Like, when I look at the Schwarber-Castellanos thing, those were big bats during that time. So everyone was talking about those, regardless of what team you were on. So that I think I wouldn't really consider. But even then, like we didn't. But what I'm saying is, we didn't get the like Phillies and Castellanos are close on a deal. We didn't even really get the Phillies and Castellanos are working on a deal. It just went from Phillies reportedly interested to breaking news: Nick Castellanos has signed a contract with the Phillies. He doesn't let the details get leaked. So my point here is that everything in the Dave Dombrowski world is pretty concealed. It's very isolated. So it's hard to identify what's people coming up with rumors based on what they think fits the team's needs and what's actually, came out of the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Yeah, so this is going to be a long off season. And I find it interesting. Literally nothing has happened other than the managerial signings. Usually somebody signs by now. There has been absolutely nothing. Like, there's been teams are interested in, and that has been it. Like, it has been a dead silent off. Like, I feel like it's been like too quiet.
Yeah, I think part of that, Ben, is you still have, and I'm going to butcher his first name. Is it Yoshine? I'm not even going to try it, but the Japanese pitcher Yamamoto. There are a couple other Japanese prospects, and they haven't been put on the major league market yet. And I don't think teams are going to pursue high-value players until they see what type of offers these Japanese rookies are going to get. Because I think it's going to be those guys who set the precedent for how much we're going to see guys like Aaron Nola, Sonny Gray, Jordan Montgomery sign for in a couple of weeks, or hopefully not too long, but maybe even a couple of months. But again, we're just in November, so it's the lull. It's okay. Then we got Sixers, Flyers, the Birdies.
Birdies. This is a Phillies podcast brought to you by SeatGeek. Thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring the whole podcast, not just this episode, but always sponsoring the podcast. SeatGeek. Use code Philly Sports Report. Save $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. Hold that S, Colin.
Hold it.
So
get that S out of here. No one even invited the S.
Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring the podcast.
Well, here's some breaking news, Ben. You're telling me nothing's happening. The Seattle Mariners have designated first baseman Mike Ford for assignment. That should have blown you off your stool there. But, there's always something going on.
How exciting.
All right, so here's my question. What do you want to go on?
You know what? Let's start with what I think was very interesting. The Nick Castellanos situation.
Yeah, that was weird. The whole thing was weird. I didn't get it.
It came out that the Phillies were shopping Castellanos, that he would be available. The Phillies were maybe going to trade him. And a couple days later, Nick Castellanos is a Philadelphia Phillies, not going anywhere. what did I exactly? I put something out on X, Twitter, whatever. Let me see if I can find it. But like, I just don't. Here we go. The Phillies. So it came out. I think it was John Morosi said that the Phillies were shopping him, and then Buster Olney came out is that the Phillies are not interested in moving Castellanos. They consider him an important part of the team and value his production, and have no intention of trading him. The Phillies either are lying here and they were not able to talk anyone into taking Castellanos' massive contract, or they just were not planning on trading him at all. I don't.
I'm
He
going to go
probably.
with the latter there. I don't think they were planning to trade him at all.
I don't. We'll never really get the real answer because it's they're not really going to tell us exactly what happened ever. But I just thought it was very strange how that kind of went down in 2 days, and it was just like I don't know. I just thought it was weird.
Yes. Yeah, that situation was strange. I mean, a couple sources said that he was going to be on the move. He hit 29 home runs, 272 batting average last season. And yeah, his postseason wasn't great, but I don't think that's a reason to move him. I mean, he's got 3 more years on his contract. I think 1 or 2 times Silver Slugger Award winner. To me, I mean, he was an All-Star this year, so he had to be at least decent for half the season to get selected to the All-Star team. So yeah, I can't see that one now. I don't think they're going to trade him to begin with. And then another person on the move is Bryce Harper, but luckily it is an intra-organization move, not an inter-organization move, meaning he will be shifting permanently now to first base, meaning that my friend over here, he's unfortunately going to be in a new uniform next season. Isn't that right, Ben?
Yeah, Rhys Hoskins. He wasn't my first favorite Philly. That was Michael Franco, absolute legend. But Rhys Hoskins has been one of the constants in Philadelphia throughout, this whole SHIT show that we've had the last 10 seasons. Don't know exactly when he was drafted, but yeah, I mean it's the right business decision, but it stings because Rhys Hoskins. I mean, I remember I was at like his second or third game as a Philly at Citizens Bank Park. He was batting eighth, and he should have been batting ninth because the guy could not hit the ball to save his life in the first week, and then everybody knows what happened after that. He
I think I just broke my bobblehead.
Oh no, he absolutely exploded offensively with all those home runs and the October he had last season, and it stings. Hoskins, I mean, he might be the definition of the Philadelphia Phillies. When ups are so up and the downs, oh, they are so low. So I mean, and Rhys Hoskins has been he's just a good person. Like he's a good human being. So it sucks.
It's your friend.
But, yeah, Michael, I was at that. I got that bobblehead. I was at that game.
Apparently, I was too.
There we go. How about that? But I mean, yeah. So hate to see Hoskins go, but it's the right business decision.
Yeah, you're right. And unfortunately, I have a great joke here that I'm probably not going to make. Well, I'm going to make it. I should have said that. Would have been nice to see Hoskins walk out on 2 functioning legs and not just one. But which I guess technically he did have 2 functioning legs by the end of the season. But no, on a serious note, it is sad that he had to end his tenure in Philadelphia without playing a game in over, I guess it would be over a year or slightly under a year. If you don't include spring training, that's a very disappointing way to end a storied tenure in a very storied city. So I think that Hoskins could have been a huge asset to the Phillies if he re-signed. I mean, just from the pure fact that he is looking to sign the first big contract of his career, and I don't think coming off of an ACL repair is going to help him earn the big bucks. But I definitely think there would have been some motivation there to have a really, really good season if he were to come back to Philadelphia on like a 1-year, $7-8 million contract. I think that there would have been motivation for him to get that big deal he's been longing for, or I would assume he's been longing for, as he's kind of been on that like rookie arbitration contract for most of his big league career thus far?
Yeah, I don't really know. It's sad, but
Where's
it's
Hoskins going to go, Ben?
it's so they're saying the Cubs. I've
No.
seen I've seen some Minnesota Twins. I think Mike Reese Hoskins is the most Cleveland Guardian ever. I don't know.
I was going to say Twins or Brewers.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see the Brewers. It's just like as long as he is out of the NL East, that's fine because you already know he's going to absolutely kill the Phillies.
So then let's move to another topic. Aaron Nola is officially on the market. First time he's not in the Philadelphia Phillies organization in his big league career. Well, I mean, you could say since he was first drafted, not even in his big league career. Where's he going to go?
As much as I want him back in Philadelphia, I just don't know if it's gonna happen. He wants the 7-year, $200 million. That is absurd. Aaron Nola is, yes, he's a great pitcher. He's been a Philly forever. He is the only Philly that is still on the team that was on the team when I started watching, which has been almost 10 years now. I think next season will be the 10th year since I watched my first Phillies game in 2014. I don't remember how I remember that year. I think it was something about Ben Revere because his name is Ben and my name's Ben. I'm not totally sure. But it's like I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna get 7 years, 8 years, $200 million anywhere. The Braves have been up a lot. Who are the other teams? It was the Braves, the Cardinals were there, your Cardinals, Colin, and then the Yankees I saw today, which kind of
He
I don't
won't
know
go to
if
New York.
it didn't surprise me, but it surprised me to see them there. And then but I don't think the Braves will do it. I think
I don't think he'd go to the Braves.
I don't
I mean,
know.
I
I don't
think
I don't know
Cardinals
what
makes
kind
the
of
most sense.
it does. I don't know what kind of guy Nola is, but I feel like if the Braves offer something and the Phillies see something, the Phillies just have to make sure Nola is out of the NL East no matter what. Give him a contract that can one up that. The Braves deal. I mean, the Cardinals just seems like the most realistic. But
That's also to the area he grew up in, I think. So, oh no, he was Louisiana, wasn't he?
yeah, he was.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he was down south. So Aaron Nola's the man.
Maybe he'll establish his own team. Talk to Robbie Manfred.
Nola's gonna start his own squad.
He is the
Yeah,
Nolanators.
I just the Nolanators. It's just if Nola goes to the Braves, it's not gonna be good.
Yeah, that make me a little sad. I'm not gonna lie. So does that mean now the longest tenured Philly is who? I'm thinking Sir Anthony, which is crazy to think about.
2018, I think was his first year. I
Or is it
guess.
Ranger?
No, he was 2019, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I could be wrong.
Wow, I
With
can
that.
remember when Sir Anthony Dominguez, he came up because one of our main bullpen guys got hurt. And he started off in a mop-up role and wasn't really expected to stay in the big leagues because he was never a super hyped prospect.
He was
And then
really
he just
good.
struck everyone out and they never
Yeah,
sent him back down.
I remember that. Christopher Sanchez, how long has he been here for?
Oh no, I don't think it's Sanchez.
I feel like he's been here for a little bit. 2019, maybe.
Let's find out. I mean, I'm talking big league debut. He didn't debut until 2021.
Sanchez?
Correct.
Hmm.
Per MLB.com. Ranger, I think, was 2019. I think you're right on him. Because he started off as a reliever, and he was a really good reliever when he first came up.
He's always been very efficient.
Yeah. Oh no, he was 2018.
He was.
He was. So he was the 26th of July. And then we were looking for.
Sir Anthony gives me August vibes.
Let's find out. No. May. Right?
May.
January, February, March, April. Yeah. May. May 7th, 2018.
Hmm.
So that does make him the longest tenured Philly.
That's so weird.
Also, do you know that he didn't allow a single run in 5 1/3 innings in the postseason?
What?
I know. Or earned run. This is news to me.
Hmm.
It's 7 strikeouts in
Good
6
for him.
games. Pretty impressive.
Good for him.
So this kind of transitions well if we're going to look at the topic of off-season acquisitions. Do you think this bullpen's a problem? I saw something the other day that every Phillies relief pitcher in the postseason had an ERA under 3.5 outside of Kimbrel and someone else that was irrelevant. I don't remember.
All right. Anyway,
My point is though.
the problem was the managing. The problem was
Okay.
Ryan Kirkring probably is who you're thinking of.
No, he was in 3 3s.
Yeah. So I think going to Craig Kimbrell and Ryan Kirkring as many times in the NLCS as Rob Thompson did lost them the series. Also, likewise, in 2022, Zach Wheeler was pulled in the 5th inning of Game 6 of the World Series, and look what happened in that game. The very next batter. So, what does that mean? I mean, hindsight's 2020. What if that? Whatever. Yeah, I mean, Kimbrel going in all those games. I mean, Game 3, what are you going to do? Putting him back out there. Game 4 to blow it again. It backfired. There's so many backfirings happen with mistakes made by Rob Thompson in the NLCS. I'm over the NLCS. I don't want to talk about it, but I think that was more of the problem. Was this places that these pitchers were put in? They were not put in a place to succeed. I do think the bullpen always needs to be improved, no matter how good your bullpen
I agree.
is. Always needs to be improved. And Kimball's a free agent, so you're gonna have to fill in his spot in the bullpen. So yes, bullpen acquisitions have to
As
be made.
is Matt Strom and Michael Lorenzen.
Well, Lorenzen was more of a starter, so I mean
That's true.
His bullpen spot was only temporary. And yeah, Hoffman's a free agent. I don't think.
No, Strom.
Oh, Strom. I don't know if the Phillies are bringing him back, but
I would bring Strom back.
I would. I don't know if they will. But really, they need 1 or 2 bullpen arms. I mean, really, I think they'd be okay with how the bullpen is set right now. I don't think it's a problem. It really came down to the managing and the offense when it's all said and done.
I'm sorry, I completely lied to you. He's under contract through this season.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where I got that from. 2 years, $15 million.
So who's I feel like I saw Jeff Hoffman.
No. Hoskins, Nola, who received a qualifying offer, Kimbrel, Lorenzen, Pingery, who's back in the organization, and Ellis.
Oh, so
no. I don't know where I got that from. I agree in a sense. The only thing is part of being a manager is having trust in your players, and Rob Thompson had every reason to trust Craig Kimbrell in the closer's role, and shifting around those roles in the middle of the postseason, I think, is just bad vibes for the entire team. Like showing that you don't trust one guy because of one situation makes everyone else in the team think they have to be perfect, and I think that could make people a little bit uptight. I think part of it is showing your players you trust them, acknowledging that mistakes are going to be made, and trying to move on from that. I know that was a very psychological way of looking at it, but I do think there's some validity to that too.
Yeah, I don't know if they would be changing Kimbrell's role completely, but just not using him in the situation they did, as well as Ryan Kirkring, back-to-back days, coming off of a bad outing, both of them. I mean, there's other guys that could have gone to. Cerrete Dominguez was available. I think Hoffman was available. I'm not totally sure.
If
Maybe
they
I'm
went to
wrong.
Dominguez and Dominguez blew it, Thompson never would have heard the end of it. He was so inconsistent during the regular season.
But
It was
you can't ride with the same guy who blew you the game the night before. It's the postseason. What happened in the regular season doesn't matter anymore.
sure it
It's a
does.
whole new season.
That's not true at all. So you're going to tell me that you're going to throw, I can't remember the stupid guy's Covey out there in the postseason because the regular season doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter that he was up by 9 runs and he walked like 6 straight batters and couldn't throw a strike. That doesn't matter anymore.
Hey, you were big on Dylan Covey. I don't want to.
I
What is going on here? You anti Covey now? Is he under contract? What's up with him?
yeah, I guess he's still here. I'm not pro or anti. He might be so irrelevant he didn't even make the list.
Oh,
I don't know though if Kingery's on the list, and then I may as well be on the list. But
well, Kingery, he got that big contract before he even touched the minor league field. So I mean,
that was their first mistake.
Yeah, I'm not totally.
Well, he'll only be making minimum wage next year, so you don't have to worry about.
Minimum wage in the
about him. And
MLB is
it's
pretty
his last
good.
year in the organization, so you got one more year.
How does he have another year? Unbelievable. Anyway, I have a question. We forgot to write this down on the agenda. I just thought about it. We are back with the Mike Trout speculations to Philadelphia.
Every year, I don't have the energy for this. It's every single season. Trout's coming to Philadelphia. His wife likes it here. He grew up in Millsville. Come on. Mike Trout's not coming to Philadelphia. The only difference this year is there's actually a spot on the team for him. But no, he's not coming to Philadelphia. The Phillies don't have the prospects. Honestly, the only reason I think some of these arguments are valid is because Artie Moreno has no idea how to do his job correctly. So he could just be like, oh, yeah, you can take Trout and we'll take, your bat boy from the Clearwater Threshers. Like, that wouldn't surprise me at all. But no, it's not happening.
Cash considerations for Mike Trout.
No, yeah, he would totally do that.
No, Mike Trout. Mike Trout's not going anywhere. The only place he'd maybe be going are like the Yankees in like
the hospital because he doesn't know how to stay off the injured list.
10 years. So clearing that up now, Mike Trout's not coming to Philadelphia. Forget it. We're not going trout fishing. Forget it. I mean, if he does, that'd be great. I don't want him here, but
wow, that was harsh. All right, I got a question for the good of the group. Since we're talking about Angels players who are potentially on the move, where's Shohei Ohtani going? It doesn't have anything to do with the Phillies, but where's he going?
Why have I been seeing the Cubs?
That's not gonna happen.
So much about Ohtani. He's coming to the Phillies. No, great, but no.
Yeah, I'm gonna suit up for the Flyers tonight.
Ohtani's going to the Flyers. No, I don't know. I'm really like wherever he's gonna go, it's gonna be for so much money and it's gonna be ridiculous. I honestly, the Dodgers, I guess, is the most realistic, which is whatever. Nobody's gonna win the National League again. I guess the Dodgers. I don't know. I want them out of the National League. Stay in the AL. But anywhere but the Yankees or the NL, I'm fine. So go to the Cleveland Guardians, Ohtani.
That's definitely going to happen. Here's the only thing that I know for certain is that when he gets his paycheck, they're going to have to go to like the extended printer, like the poster printer. You know how they have those in school? You can print posters.
Yeah.
Because the number of zeros are going to be on his paycheck's not going to fit on an 11.5 by 8-inch piece of paper. That's the only thing I know.
It's going to be crazy.
They're going to have to print it out in like the poster size paper. That's all I know.
I don't know how much I $600 million is that what
I don't
we're
think
looking at?
I think we'll be in the fives now that he got hurt.
550?
Yeah, I could see that. I could. Well, I mean, regardless, the number is going to make me gag for someone who for the first year of his contract is only going to sit in the dugout and bat. You know how funny would it be if he doesn't even pitch again? And he doesn't even pitch again and goes to the Mets. That would just be comedic.
It'd be great, but he's still Shohei Ohtani, and he still hits 45 home runs a season, and he's still.
That's true, but that would be like losing $152 million on part of the Mets, and I'd find that pretty funny.
Yeah, it'd be good, but I don't know. I probably won't pitch again until 2025, 26. It's definitely not
Well,
pitching.
as we wrap up our Seat Geek provided podcast here, let me know, what do you think the Phillies are? Give me your accurate, realistic prediction. Doesn't have to be names unless you can think of someone particular off the top of your head.
Oh, I have
Where
a
do you think
question.
they're going? Oh,
I have a question.
Okay.
Josh Hader.
No.
No.
Nope. No, thank you. Maybe if he comes here, great. He seems like a pretty cool guy. I heard he does a lot of hiking. But I can't. He doesn't seem like a guy the Phillies would target. I don't know why. I have no reason to think that. That doesn't seem like a very Phillies-esque move. What do you think?
A lot of hair in that bullpen with Strom and
I know.
Strom and what's his face Hader. I would love
They
to
would
see
just have to
Hader.
re-sign Lorenzen. That would really put it over the top.
That's a lot of hair. It's like the 1993 Phillies again. That's a lot of. Hader would, it'd be great. Phillies got a closer. Is it gonna happen? It's possible. Hader is kind of a fit for the Phillies right now. Bullpen, left-hander, closer. Will it happen? I don't know. I'll give my good friend John Middleton a call in a couple days. Maybe I'll give him my input. Maybe I'll get some inside scoop. No, that's not gonna happen.
Had a question about the Hater thing, and I can't remember it now, which is very sad. But overall, I can't see it happening. Oh, I was going to say that having Zach Wheeler on the team will balance out the hair situation, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, Wheeler does not have the best head of hair. Also, Zach Wheeler's
doesn't have any head of hair at all.
This is Wheeler's last year on his contract, so we have to keep that in mind as well when we're signing pitchers for all the money. Although they'll get that money back, so Philly doesn't go too many difference. The Phillies should be in the postseason next week. So
yeah, I mean, his contract is going to be. I don't know what Wheeler's contract is right now, but
5 years, 100. I don't remember how many. I know it was 5 years.
Regardless, that month, that's going to be. It
was 5 years, $118 million in 2020. Yeah.
So that right there is going to free up. Well, oh boy, that right there drops you, 23.8, I think, $1 million of average annual value.
AAV.
So I wouldn't be super concerned about the Wheeler situation. I think he'll come back to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Players like Wheeler, I feel like are almost destined to come back because he's never had this great of success outside of the Phillies organization. So I think he'd be a fool not to do whatever he can financially to find his way back to the bank after this season.
Word from Mark Feinsand on X a few minutes ago. None of the 7 MLB free agents who received a qualifying offer will accept it by today's deadline. For his source, so
that means Nola will officially be a free agent, I guess. When's that? Is it today's deadline's at 5:00?
Yeah, 4.
All right, it's something. Anyhow, you have your final prediction? What they're doing?
They're gonna sign 2 bullpen arms, 1 starting pitcher. It's either gonna be Nola or it's gonna be somebody else, and that's probably it.
So no bats.
They might get a bat, but it's not gonna be anybody exciting.
I agree with that.
I
I think
mean,
they'd be a
I'm gonna be told. I said this in the last episode. I'm gonna say it again. This is the team. It's like 2007 when the Phillies made the postseason. I think they made one big signing, and it was, I mean, obviously it's Brad Lynch, who was huge, but that's the team. This is the team. There are not going to be many changes made by the Phillies this offseason, if any. The only change is the bullpen coach. That's it. So other than that, unless Nola leaves, there will be no totally noticeable changes from the 2023 Phillies to 2024 Phillies. This is the team. The lineup will stay the same.
Yeah, I agree. I think I could see potentially. I could see a minor upgrade over Johan Rojas, at least temporarily. I definitely think they'd be a fool to not get, like you mentioned, at least two more bullpen arms, because the best teams have elite bullpens. I mean, you don't see too many successful championship teams who have even mediocre bullpens. You don't really see any teams that have bad bullpens, but you usually having at least three or four consistent, reliable, you know, Alvarado, Hoffman, Kimbrel, and Dominguez like guys at the back of the bullpen is super important for a championship team. And I think they'd be a fool to not try and build on what they have now to make their bullpen even more elite. So, and then I think they get a starter too. Though honestly, I don't. They say that's their priority, but how confident or not confident, I guess you could say, would you be with rolling out Wheeler, Suarez, Walker, and Sanchez?
That's just not ideal. If Ranger Suarez is the 2 guy next year, it's going to be an issue. Because he's the Phillies, if they want to be good, their starting pitching has to be not what carries them, but it has to be. They have to have starting pitching. And I don't trust Tylen Walker from what I saw in the second half from him last year. Christopher Sanchez, I don't know if he's 100% proven me that he's the real deal. Ranger's good. Zach Wheeler's obviously great. Who else was in there? It was
Lorenzen and Nola, Strom, Bailey Fault.
So the deadline's at 4:00, so it was 2 minutes ago. So they're official. Ohtani, Cody Bellinger, Matt Chapman, Sonny Gray, Josh Hader, Aaron Nola, and Blake Snell are all officially free agents.
Well, 3 minutes of Aaron Nola not being on the Phillies for the first time since the early 2010s is quite sad, but here we are.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
The Phillies will now have a compensatory pick after the 4th round if Nola leaves in free agency.
You know what? I will actually love the compensation pick because teams always get them, and I feel like we never do. Well, usually we end up losing picks for signing a qualifying free agent that was from another team. So I'm going to be looking forward to having a second and fifth round pick. No, was it second and fifth? I think it was second and fifth. The Phillies have also, I don't know if you know, but the Phillies did not have a second round draft pick last year. Signing, I think it was either Turner or Walker, got rid of that. So that was kind of sad. Or it might have been third round. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
I don't.
If you go back and read my long draft preview that I wrote, you'll find it there.
Benjamin Goldstein
and if you'd like more details on the Castellanos and Harper situation,
Yeah.
also check out PhillySportsReports.com. Not holding the S this time, though.
Benjamin Goldstein does not care about the draft.
And that's why Colin Daly is very sad he doesn't have a podcast buddy to talk about the draft with.
Hey, I usually get somebody for you.
That's true. We usually have Alex or someone else jump on here who's knowledgeable about our prospects, which is good.
All right.
This has been a depressing podcast, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's the Phillies are in a tough spot. I mean, not really.
They are.
They're set, but it's like it's a weird spot that they're in. They really haven't been. I don't know if they've ever really been in this situation because I guess since maybe 1970, when they lost to the Reds in the NLCS, and they went on to win the World Series a few years later. So it all came out good.
It's kind of like there's only so much you can do face. I think that's why everyone's frustrated more now than we were last year. Which is understandable.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to be a wrap for today's podcast. Thank you all for being devoted listeners to the Bell Ringers. And you'll see you all in the next episode. Thank you, everybody.
Hopefully something happens.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.